Hi there, time for another game review, and my next review is going to be Sweep, which looks to be a chimney sweeping simulation. So let's get that loaded and see what it's like. Here's the packaging, and I think this was the last style packaging for Mastertronic games. So it's got the black bar down the left hand side with the Mastertronic logo on, and a picture of a chap popping out of a chimney having swept it. Spine's pretty straightforward, no point dwelling on that. And on the back we've got some screenshots, looks to be some kind of maze or platform game from those, and a bit of information about the game. Battle in the dark to sweep all the chimneys and win a bonus game. And moving inside the packaging, we've got more details about how to play the game. Lots of obstacles to avoid, it seems. And tells you how to sweep the chimneys and put out fires when they occur. And then on the inside there's more information about how to play and controls and the loading instructions. And the only other thing is this call out for programmers again, which we've already seen on a previous inlay. Here's a title screen of Sweep. Nicely drawn title screen, and a great little tune on this. Really enjoying this, so let's just have a listen to that for a moment or two. Okay, let's get on with the game then. So, here's the game. You have to walk around a maze trying to do a number of things. The first thing you can do is pick up these buckets like I've just done and use them to put out fires, which do that and give you some points. The main aim of the game is to collect the brushes, which you can see in the top left of the screen, and use them to sweep the chimneys, which that's one there just to my right. You've also got to throw rocks at various things that are wandering around the maze that will kill you, which are rats, ghosts and other things that I'm not quite sure what they are. It probably says in the instruction manual. So, as you probably can hear quite clearly, there's a really annoying walking sound that a little man does. The graphics are pretty dire. The animation on the main sprite for a game from 1988 is pretty pathetic, and the colours are just horrible. There's no other word for them really. Ooh. So you also have to keep an eye on this temperature gauge at the bottom of the screen. If that gets too high, then I presume that's game over. It's never actually got that far when I've been playing so far. So to make sure the temperature doesn't get too high, you need to put the fires out. And therein is the first irritating part of this game, is the enemies will spawn right on top of you quite frequently, instantly losing you a life, which is incredibly frustrating. Also, there's lots of places to get trapped like this. If I didn't shoot that ghost there, I'd be trapped, and there you go, he's respawned right behind me and then again in front of me. You get the idea. So there's lots of places where you just get trapped and there's no way to escape, which is also frustrating. And there's also a place where you get trapped on the corner of the grid, on the corner of the maze like that, where it looks like you should be able to walk up but you can't. I think you're already getting the idea that I'm not much of a fan of this game. This is pretty much a disastrous go so far. I was hoping to try and show a little bit more of what goes on in the game, and I'm already down to my last life. Also, you can't shoot when you're carrying another object like a bucket or a chimney sweeper. So if you get caught when you're carrying another object, you've got no way to defend yourself. You also can't see when things appear on the screen, as has just occurred. They appear so quickly that you can't react. So all in all, there's lots of terrible ways to die in the game. I'll just have another go just to see if I can get a little bit further than last time. At least show what happens when you sweep the chimneys. If you walk into the fires and you're not carrying a bucket, you lose a life, by the way. Right, so there's a chimney sweeper. Let's see if we can find a chimney to sweep. Probably not. Are you annoyed with the walking sound yet? I know I am. Again, nothing I can do about that. Incredibly frustrating game. Right, finally I get to show you what happens when you sweep a chimney. It's not very exciting. I've got a sweeper. You walk into the chimney and it vanishes. That's it. The idea of the game to complete the level is to sweep all the chimneys, which I've never managed to do on about 4 or 5 attempts so far because of the cheap deaths that I keep suffering. Again, can't get out of the way of it. Once it starts chasing you, you also don't move as fast as the enemies, so they kill you off very easily. I think you get the idea. Interesting gameplay idea when you do lose all your lives is that whatever score you've achieved for every chimney that you haven't swept, it knocks 3,000 points off your score. So you might end up with 100,000 points, but if you haven't swept many of the chimneys, most of those points get deducted, just to make matters even more frustrating. And there we go with another enemy spawning right on top of me, and I think we've seen enough of that game. Needless to say, for the era it came out in 1988, you'd expect something significantly better. It's totally unfair. There's too many ways to die in ways that you can't avoid. It's a terrible gameplay design, awful graphics. The only saving grace is that tune on the title screen. Definitely not worth $1.99, so let's switch it off.